What's up, guys? Hunter Frontier back at it again with another video. And in this video, guys, we're gonna be talking about cards you definitely should be buying before it's too late, or it might be too late already. So we're gonna go ahead and navigate through all of this. Now, it's gonna be a mixture of cards that you should be buying plus cards you should not be touching at all, and I will explain. Starting off with Cross Out Designator. Now, it's at 1. If you want to still use it, get a single copy under like $2 and you're good to go. But do not buy high rarity right now, even though it's 28 bucks. It is up to you, but I would say just wait. You know, if you're the type of person that's like, wow, I needed a playset for the future, then you can try to get that over time, but it's not a necessity to do right now. Just save your money, use it for something else. For your Rhizio cards, Mathmech, Circular, you know, you have a lot of cards to be worrying about. This is not one of them at the current moment. Moving on, we do have Grave of the Super Ancient Organism, and I will say this card is underestimated for how strong it is. You know, there's going to be a lot more, you know, crazy stuff happening in this format because, you know, of course, D-Shifter is at 1, so it's going to enable a lot of, you know, crazy decks to happen and just so many combos to be all over the place. You want to kind of have this in check and have something like, of course, Grave of the Super Ancient Organism. Now, coming out of Bonanza, still months ago, right? This card easily, for of course, in Secret Rare, is around $3 for. It's slowly going up, and it's something that I really would advise you guys to pick up a playset sooner rather than later, because I remember when this card was very, very expensive, and especially the ultis, it was off the charts. So definitely go ahead and pick up a playset now before it is too late. And then we do have Silent Graveyard. Again, just some more ideas of, you know, what can we use other than, of course, D-Shifter. And Silent Graveyard is not a card that will go out of stock. It's always been above like 200 listings on TCGPlayer. But from Dual Devastator and Ultra Rare, not bad. You know, again, pick up 3 copies for about 50 cents, under 50 cents, and you guys are good to go there. Same thing, I would say, with Dimensional Fissure. There we go. If you do want high rarity, this card has been going up. It's been kind of fluctuating, you know, for the past few months, but it's now hitting that point where it's like, oh, D-Shifter's at 1? Okay, I think people want this now. So it is going to be approaching close to $20 very soon. So if you want high rarity, go ahead and do so. If not, there are other options, of course. And then, you know, for the D-Shifter replacement, end of that era, we do have, of course, Necro Valley. And really, I have to say is that we do have a very, very, very low listing at 140 bucks for the Magnificent Mavens version. Mama. Forgot about Mama, right? But you do have other copies too. But again, in terms of high rarity for Necro Valley, that is also, you know, going fast. Now, we do have, of course, Goblin Bikers, and I actually kept this page on, you know, I did not refresh it at all because you can see before it was about $5, you know, 7, slowly going up to 9. Now, if you refresh it, you can see the difference, right? So again, it won that tournament, and again, it was great to see for that strategy. So a lot of cards are going up in price. We do have the other Goblin Biker cards as well, and you know, I think one of the bigger ones you do want to pick up is Entrance. If you are looking to pick up the deck, you want everything, of course, but it's a great spell to have for that deck. And things are, you know, kind of slowly approaching where it's gonna be like at a high entry price to even play this deck at all, you know. I would also say that the Quarter Century Secret Rare for Goblin Biker Doug Charger is not bad at 30 bucks, but again, this will low listings. It could easily go up to 40, 45 bucks, so it is up to you, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention because hopefully this year we might be getting some reprints, but again, nothing is guaranteed. Moving on, we do have True Draco finally coming back for Masterpiece. I will say that if you want the OG copy, you can go ahead and do so, but remember that it is getting a reprint in Stampede, and we're going to see that nice Quarter Century Secret Rare, of course. But this is one of the decks that I am actually really hyped about, and I just released a deck profile for you guys on the channel. Definitely go ahead and check it out. But seriously though, huge fan of this card, and I'm glad to be, you know, and be in a format where we're actually able to play with this card. I was not able to play with it when this was in the format last time. We do have Mathmech Super Factorial, okay, names, but this card is great too. And again, for a card that was about $3-4 before the ban list, this card easily is going off listings with 6 listings left on TCGPlayer. So if you are trying to play Mathmech this format, go ahead and pick up your cards now. Same thing with Circular. I feel like Circular is going to be fine around that $2, maybe $3 price point. But again, if it wins a huge tournament or it's seen that success at the beginning of the format, it will encourage people to list this higher, maybe $4, $5, and so on. Same thing again. We do have the Mathmech Libertarian. There we go. 3 listings left. 3 listings left. Lowest is 27.28 for heavily played. Then it goes to 45, 49. So maybe go on eBay, just search up that. But again, this was always, this always was a card where it was like, the secret was always sought after, and then you have the gold rare, so you can still play it, but people don't like the gold rare. So that's why the secret is so high. But again, we don't know what's going to happen for reprints this year. So if you do want to play it immediately, go ahead and just pick up the gold rare. If not, just wait. And then we do have the Molinglacia, the Elemental Lord, said it correctly. But people are looking at this in terms of like, Mermail can still play, but a slight, not a real replacement in terms of Bahamut Shark, but it's a great card to have. And for this high rarity version, it is going up in price. Lowest for a near mint copy, wow, $20. So that's something to consider as well. And then we do have, Snake Eyes cards, of course. There was the buyout on the Core Center Secret Rare not too long ago, a few hours ago really. Same thing with the Doomed Dragon, but you are having a lot of cards go up. And again, if this is something that you do see yourself playing, go ahead and pick up the cards sooner rather than later. We do have Forbidden Droplet, and again, this was a huge push in terms of that final match that we did see. And again, I think people are just kind of getting reminded that this is a great card to have, and all costs on the cards that it has are going up in price. So it's something that, again, if you don't have your staples, get your staples first before you worry about what deck you're going to be playing. And this is a staple that you absolutely do need. Next up, we do have Danger Jackalope, and this is more for the Core Secret Rare version because, of course, it went back to 3. So, this card was probably around $8, $9. Now it is lowest, 12, 13, going up to 15 right now. But again, if you see yourself playing this, go ahead and buy them. If not, then don't worry about it. But just so you know, Snake does not have Core Secret Rare. So I don't know what they're planning to do with that, but it's just something to note as well. And then we do have Drytron, because Eva is finally off the ban list, but it doesn't look like too much is going on. I will say, because I'm not a huge Drytron player at all, fan at all, but Nova is a card that always has gone up in price. If you are looking to play that deck, that is the card you want to get first, and then worry about getting the rest of the cards later. Same thing with the Mitrionis Drytron as well. Now we do have Ryziel, and of course we do have Malice somewhere around here, but for Ryziel, again, people are dumping their cards, but at the same time they're getting them back because they're like, you know what, we can still make this work. It's not like it's going to be a trash deck, a tier 3 deck or anything like that, but it's just going to take a little extra to get there. So people are still wanting to go ahead and get into that. So it might be your time to kind of get in on the game low before people are like, oh wait, it's still great, and then the prices go back up even higher next time, who knows. For Fiendsmith stuff, I will say, please do not buy engravers at this moment. It's getting reprinted in Stampede. It's a waste of money. Now with Tract, unfortunately, they have not said anything about a reprint set. Maybe Battles of Legends, it could go in there, it's possible, but we don't know if that's a guarantee. And if you're trying to go to like a big tournament with it and you need Tract at that point, then you have to get your Tract. There's nothing else you can do, right? Unless you can try to borrow it from someone. But if not, go ahead and just buy Tract. It is what it is, bite the bullet. If not, just try to wait and see what you can do there. So it, again, is not getting that reprint in Stampede, but maybe another side set later on this year. Next up, we do have Lacrima, and Lacrima shot up from like an $8 card straight up to like a $30 card in Rising. So it is what it is, but I am really happy to see that maybe there is some hope down the line for you, Bell. That would be great to see. And again, usually you only need like the 1 copy too. So it's something that you kind of have to just consider to see if you want to wait. If not, then go ahead and pick up your copy. Nearing the end here, we do have Malice stuff, and same thing. Some cards from Malice have been going up, they've been going down. Underground was about, I want to say $24 previously, now it's $12. So this is kind of like the time to kind of jump into these decks, these tier 1 decks, because it's very low. And again, if you see yourself playing it later on, you might as well go ahead and get into them. And remember that, again, though, that reprints are a thing, and maybe, you know, within the next few months, they will announce a reprint set for these cards. So that's always the possibility. But again, that's the game you play when you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Quote me on that one. And then we do have tier limits, and again, same thing like I've been saying with everything else. If you see yourself playing it, go ahead and buy them, because the Rhino Hearts at least have been going up in price. So looks like you can still get the ultimate for a good price here from pack OTS pack 21, but you know, overall you want to just be on top of the game. Everything else is relatively cheap. Tier limits Cashier was way more expensive before, so this is also a card that could go up in price. And last but not least, Brilliant Fusion. Unless you're getting the OC, do not buy this card at all, because it is getting a reprint in Stampede as well as a quarter-century secret rare. So you will have your extra copies to get there. But guys, really happy that this actually did get announced that it was coming back, you know, from the ban list. So really happy for that one. But guys, that's all I have for you for this video. If you guys liked the video, make sure to give it a huge like. Comment down below on cards that we missed out on, because I know we absolutely did. And if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on so you're updated the next time I upload new videos. All right, guys, all I have for you for this one. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day or night, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.